What's up, everybody? This is Dan, a.k.a. Dan on Drugs.
And I am Afro Becky, a.k.a. Afro Becky. And we are the Black Law
and Legal Lies Podcast, a weekly legal podcast for the culture.
Each week, we have conversations with our co-host, Anne, a licensed and practicing
/ ratchet-ass attorney, as well as myself, a rehabilitated criminal, and our lovely, esteemed moderator, Afro Becky.
Most of our topics are legal in nature, and we discuss them in a relatable way. We release new episodes every Tuesday.
Yo, you can find us anywhere podcasts are available.
Or you can find us on social media at Black Law Podcast. So check us out.
Or don't.
Hey!
What? Sometimes people do like the opposites.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Flaw 700, a.k.a. Flaw Claw Van Damme, a.k.a. Flaw Cigar.
I did it right.
I did.
Yes, I'm proud of y'all. Hey, and I got some special guests with me in the building, man. From Social Jibberish, I got joining me, Jarrell and Jovi.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
Yeah, can you put my applause up higher? Thank you.
We got
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about.
I see how this show going to go already.
All of that. There you go.
Thank you. Let these people know you got a star on here. Damn.
Yeah, man. So
you already introduced me, Jovi.
Yeah. We are the podcast brothers, two real live brothers who are similar because we both are Geminis, but also have different viewpoints. I like to let that be known so people know what they're getting into. And it's just like when people ask you, hey, what is your show about? Boom. Right then and there. I forgot to tell you, though, Jarrell.
What's up?
I got y'all a new subscriber.
Who?
It was a guy out there who wanted to know what we did in here. And I was telling Jovi we need to have one of those type of lines where they say, hey, what do you do? Boom. This is what my show's about.
Oh.
So we need to work on that.
Okay.
I can be out there for 10 minutes.
I see. Well,
this is
I'm just be like, we the shit. That's all. Listen to us.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all joining me today. Podcast fatigue at its best. Y'all just recorded episode 10 of Social Jibberish.
Yes.
Sure did.
It was like an hour-long episode, and now y'all here with me, which would be another 60 minutes, maybe a little bit more. So I appreciate y'all for doing this. You didn't have to do it, but you did it, man.
You're welcome. I'll send you our invoice, but we'll talk about that outside of the show.
It is Black History Month. How do we feel about Black History Month? Are we the type to be like, hey, it's Black History Month every month, or do we get it hyped for February? Or is it just another month?
I personally don't get hyped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm black. Always have been.
Yeah.
Always will be.
Blickety black and I'm black.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't just celebrate in February.
Okay.
And they gave us the shortest month, too. That's kind of fucked up, too.
Okay.
Yeah, Black History is all during the year, so I mean, I appreciate that they gave us a little shout out in February, but it's a celebration all
They
year
threw us a
long.
bone.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes.
Are we watching?
Definitely why I'm a football.
Okay.
Hell no.
But you're not a football
Joey don't
fan.
care about
No,
You don't care.
I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know where the lines. I don't know who's playing.
The
I don't
who?
know anything.
The Lions.
The line, the yellow line that just appears out of fucking nowhere.
First down.
The first down.
The first down line.
Nah.
Change the subject.
like, how
She
you
don't know
get that shit there?
change the subject. She don't know what she's talking about.
Sorry. So
I might watch. I might not watch. Don't really care. Like, I'm not really interested in Brady winning 6 rings, and I don't really care for the Rams winning anything. It doesn't mean nothing.
See,
to
I'm
me
a
right
Giants fan, so I don't care about time. We beat them twice. I'm a
Yeah.
Giants fan.
But I'm just saying, normally I get excited when there's history on the line.
Yeah, I get you.
You know,
I
like
got you.
there's no black quarterback, there's no black coaches, there's no nothing. It's
Yeah,
just
I get it.
So
Are you a football fanatic?
I'm not. I can really go without football, so
I
it's really
am.
not a thing. Okay, so that's
I'm
the
a
difference.
fanatic.
You're a fanatic.
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah. There's plenty of Sundays where I went without football and didn't care. Kind of got mad at a game that I kind of missed. It was like Chiefs versus somebody. It was like 52-50. I was like, man.
It was the Patriots.
No. It was the Chiefs and the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They played together.
it was that game. And I was like, damn, I wish I would have saw that. But other than that, it was just like, I ain't missing nothing.
What?
Yep.
I'm not a football fanatic, so
Yeah.
all right.
I
So
get
I don't really care.
I think Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was about to get
What do you
my
think?
Jovi thing. I think it's a turn on when a man is a fanatic about football. It's just like, even though I don't watch it, I like to see you get excited about it.
What turns you on about somebody liking football?
The aggression. They're
The
like,
passion.
come on, yeah.
The passion.
Come on. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, ooh, daddy.
I could get a little aggressive in my living room, not gonna lie.
Ooh, daddy, ooh.
So it doesn't matter that it's football. The passion could be about anything.
You don't really care about
Okay,
football.
so it's not football. You said you got to thank for.
If he had a passion for HGTV, you'll still be the
If he
same.
yep, I'd be like, ooh, daddy.
Yeah, fix that house.
GTV.
Fix that house.
Ooh, he's so passionate.
All right, so I like to start the episodes off. Well, first off, before we get into this episode, man, shout out to Fresco. He will not be joining us this week. He will be back next week. So
I think your brother cool. He told me I had pancake mix hands.
What does that mean?
I'm glad that he's not here.
Talking about her complexion.
Yeah,
She's
talking
so
about my
light
damn
skinned.
complexion, but he was kind of right though. So
He is
shout
right.
out to you,
He is
Fresco.
right.
the truth always hurts, right?
Yeah, like ooh, and that was the first time I met him too. I was like, ooh, ignorant.
Right off the block.
Right.
Let's get one thing straight.
Listen, sir.
So we like to start the episode off with our weeks. Like I said, I know y'all just had y'all episode and y'all talked about y'all weeks, but hey, this is just how we do, man. So ladies first, Jovi.
Damn, you said my government?
You said the
Ooh,
government.
Edit that out. Sorry.
How was your week?
My week was pretty good. I'm not a person that does very much. So I love relaxing and binge watching Netflix, and you know, that's my shit. So
What did you watch on Netflix?
Oh, I got
Because
this
I watched
new
something
show.
on Netflix, so I want to talk about that. What you watch on Netflix?
It's this, you know, I'm half-assed. I know your audience probably don't know it, but it's
They about to find
about
out.
this. It's about the Tootsies, and I don't
The
even know if
Tootsies?
right. It's about it's an African thing about
You don't know the
African
name of
war, and I just started watching
You
it.
don't know the name?
No,
Yeah, that
damn
sounds
it.
like you.
I wish I could look it up, but
That
either
sounds
way,
like Jovi, yeah.
yeah, my bad. I'll send
She
it to
gonna
you
pick
at
it
the
up.
end of
What's
the
the
show.
name? I don't know.
That's me. I couldn't. You could rob me, and I'm like, he had on some clothes.
He wasn't
And
naked.
I think he had one glove.
All I know, he wasn't naked.
right. Shoes. That's me describing people.
That was it?
Yeah, that's
That was it.
y'all don't know, but he been shading me all damn day.
That was it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the excitement of my life.
Terrell, how was your week?
Man, I don't do much, man. I'm just like Jovi. I'm an introvert, so all I do is usually go to work, come home, do the whole thing over the next day.
Okay.
Like, I do all my stuff. I'm a family man, so I do all my stuff, like, on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
All the
Like,
errands.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yep.
We go to Walmart. we grocery shop. Go to my kids' like basketball games and stuff like that. So other than that, it's just working.
Okay. What did I do this week? I watched a lot of Netflix, and that's why I was interested in what Jovi had to say about what she watched on Netflix. But I got caught up in the documentaries. I actually watched the Fire Festival. Do y'all know what that is?
Yeah, I want to see it. I just haven't seen it yet.
No, explain to me.
Listen, let me tell you something. Woo!
I'm ready to see it too.
Let me tell you something. I forgot the guy's name. I did, and out of all these notes I've taken, you think that I write his name down, but I did not.
Billy something, right?
Billy. That's
See,
called
look, I told you. I
Where
know
were
a lot
you when
about
I
it.
needed you about my Netflix show?
Man, I'm sorry,
Jerk.
man.
Good.
I don't
Billy.
know what you was talking about.
Billy and Ja Rule. A few years ago, we heard about this Fire Festival, and only thing that we kind of, well, for me, because I heard it was a big thing going into it. But the first time I got a whiff of it was when people were posting their cheese sandwiches and saying that Ja Rule scammed them. And I didn't think nothing of it until people kept telling me, yo, check out this documentary. So what is the Fire Festival? The Fire Festival was an event to bring music to an island and allow hundreds of people to come and experience magic at one time, hoping to build a creative center where music and art can record and models can shoot, and have a year-round creative center, which end of year, I wrote this myself and it sounds trash, which would end every year off with a festival. There you go. So this guy, Billy, had big dreams, and he used Ja Rule to spearhead it. But the documentary basically went on to explain to you guys that it was a shit show from the beginning. Like, he was just loaning money. He was just lying, loaning money he didn't have. He was a scam artist from the get-go. But all of these kids thought this was going to be the next, not Woodstock, but they did mention that, but Coachella type of event.
Oh, okay.
Where you was going to win millions of dollars, where you was going to get to see all your favorite artists performed. Kanye West and Good Music was supposed to be there. But once again, this is Ja Rule being the face of it, and Billy being the brains behind it. But make a long story short, thousands of kids flew there to survivor tents. They were promised mansion, living style, like they were promised yachts. They were promised $1 million treasure hunt.
What?
Yeah. They were promised all these things, and these kids, and they told them, they say, "Look, this is not a cash island. So what you got to do is recharge your band." So after they spent $4,000 on tickets, they had to spend $4,000 on money to live on their band. So these kids spent $8,000. Most of them spent $8,000.
Y'all niggas got hustle.
What is that?
$8,000.
Swipe. Who had $8,000? I would not be spending $8,000.
And that's why a lot of people laughed at it, because the news was just like, this is what rich white kids get.
Yeah,
that's basically white rich kids. They just wanted to live a lifestyle because they were tired of living in their parents' basements.
And y'all know the only nigga there was Ja Rule.
Oh yeah. They cater to kids. They cater to kids living with their parents, and they just wanted to live that lifestyle. Like, yo, mom, dad, give me that card.
So how long was this festival for?
It was done the day of. It rained really hard, and by the time the kids got there was nothing there.
Oh, so they ain't get.
They got hustle for real.
They got hustle for real.
Did they even get to see Ja Rule perform his corny ass?
No, they got nothing.
Ja didn't even perform.
Ja didn't perform. Nobody performed, bro. There was nothing. There was nobody there.
$8,000 to go to a deserted island.
Watch it, please watch it. Please
I'm
watch
pissed
it.
off for them.
It's called Fire Festival. Boom. Listen, I want to talk to you guys about this one scene that was on the show, right? On a documentary. And I don't know how to say this without sounding crazy.
I think I know what you're talking about.
The guy, yes. Jovi, listen to this, Jovi. So there was a guy who was helping out with the plans for the festival, and he was gay. Now, Billy needed a favor from this guy. I forgot his name. Didn't write it down. He basically needed the gay man to take one for the team for some water. So the gay guy was willing and able to get on his knees and suck off whoever he had to suck off to get water.
This is the dumbest shit.
Yo, how do you think everybody felt watching it? Forget anything else. It's just like, how can you, first off, he said he's never done anything like this. So how does Billy have the gall to just ask some hey, listen, I need you to listen. We know that you are gay, and we need you to do us a favor. Why? But he didn't do it only because the people that he needed to get the water from didn't want it. It's like, bro, I don't want that from you.
What the?
That's crazy. But he said he went home, showered, got mentally prepared. He was ready to get on his knees and handle.
How different would the story be if it was a woman that he said that?
It would be the same.
I'm glad you brought that up because it wouldn't be the same. It's funny and intriguing, and not really. Well, it's funny and intriguing because once again, it was a gay man that did it. But boy, if that was a woman,
if that was like a woman and he told her to do that, the whole story changed.
Yeah,
that's some.
There's no way in hell they would have put that in a documentary.
I mean, but it's the same thing. He was violated the same way. Like, where's your mind?
We're not ready. I don't think we're ready for that yet because he told the story, and I even read up.
He did it.
Well, he was going to do it.
Yeah, he was going to do it.
I thought he actually did it.
No. He didn't do it. They didn't want it. He was prepared to do it. He went home, showered, got mentally prepared, and was ready to go handle his business.
When you say mentally prepared, I want to. How do you mentally prepare that? I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
I comb my hair.
He got ready.
And I shave my face.
You would know that more than us.
Ooh, you're trying to play me. But I never done it for no water. Go ahead.
I would hope not.
But the thing is, he's not on social media, so I hear that he's hearing the backlash. He's just like, bro, I didn't think that it would have this type of effect on y'all. Like, it's no big deal.
You suck a dick for water? Yeah.
He was just like, bro, I heard
kind of a big deal.
He was just like, I heard I went viral. I don't know but whatever. I only brought that up because that was a major part in the documentary, but watch it. I decided to watch a documentary after that, and that documentary was called Abducted in Plain Sight. Listen to me now.
I am about to say I don't know that one.
I'm gonna put them together
you
because
was by yourself when you was watching all of this.
I was actually watching them at work because I needed time.
See, why
I'm like, somebody should have stopped
yourself, man. All right.
Hey, listen,
I ain't no snitch.
time flies when you watching Netflix.
I ain't no snitch.
I needed something to watch.
That was on your lunch break, wasn't it?
Yes. All week I used 30 minutes apiece to watch these documentaries.
It's all good.
Because lunch was trash.
Throw in some abductee stuff.
I watched a documentary called Abducted in Plain Sight. This fuckwad named Robert Birchtold. Yeah, trust me. Listen. Fuckwad.
That's aggressive.
Listen, he kidnapped the same girl twice. Yeah, look at y'all faces. Look at y'all faces.
I'm so mad. I'm like, you again?
But let me tell you how he did it.
How does that happen?
Let me tell you how he did it.
I'm like, I don't mean to.
This is wild.
It's not funny.
Once when she was 12, and then again when she was 14.
What the fuck?
Listen, he was the neighbor.
She was white.
All of them white.
Okay.
He was the neighbor. He got in good with the family, the husband and wife. So here's the kicker. The couple has been married for 13 years, but the husband wasn't being affectionate with his wife, right?
Okay.
So one day, the wife decided to go over to Robert's house, who is, the fuckwad, the neighbor. And because, he's a good guy. I'm going to kick it with him. They got to touching and feeling on each other, and that's when the wife admitted that it felt good to feel wanted. That's how I put it together.
Did
that
she
the
ask
husband.
for water? I hope she
didn't ask for water.
Okay.
She probably got water.
She probably needed water
for that water.
So that's how I figured that they weren't affectionate at home, because she just was like, she'd been married for 13 years. It felt good to feel affectionate, right? Fast forward, she wound up leaving. She didn't want to go further because she still loved the husband. Fast forward, right? Robert and Mr. Broberg, I'll call him that. I think that's his name. So the fuckwad and Mr. Broberg, now the husband, they're driving. And Rob sparks a conversation about how he's unhappy with his wife. And he needed to be sexually released. So he asked the dad to release him.
What?
And the dad released him.
What? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Release him how?
Say that again.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay.
Yeah, you talking normal shit like you
confused.
just carrying on with
Say that again.
conversation.
All right.
We need more
Slow that
specifics.
down.
Fast forward a bit.
Okay.
Robert and Mr. Broberg, who's the husband, they went driving. Yep. Now the wife is gone.
They're neighbors.
Two grown-ass men.
Okay.
And Robert sparked a conversation about how he's unhappy with his wife.
Okay.
He needed to be sexually released, and he asked the dad, who is Mr. Broberg, the husband and the father of the girl abducted. He asked the father, the husband, can he release him? The father gave him a hand job.
Why?
This is his story.
Okay.
As tears rolled down his eyes, because he's telling his story. This is a documentary. The wife tells her side. The husband tells her side. The husband is just, with tears rolling down his eyes, he just said he said, I don't know why I did it.
What?
Hands in the air like this. He said, I don't know why I did it. But he started crying once he realized that he committed infidelity on his wife.
You know why you did it.
I'm just telling you what the father said. And I said that, and like I said, these two documentaries I'm watching, it's just like, wow. I'm like, y'all are doing some wild stuff.
Yeah,
the father was full of shit. He knew why
He fucking the whole family.
No, it's crazy. You didn't get to the kidnapped girl.
I didn't get to the kidnapped girl because I wanted to show y'all how he got the parents to let their guards down. So it never came up that the dad was gay. So that's the thing. It was just he was married. But nobody never, for the rest of the documentary, it was never mentioned that the father was gay. So if that's the case, if you're gay, I can understand two men. But if you're just buddies, and you just like, hey, man, my wife ain't getting it done at home.
Oh, I got you. I have you.
Nah.
Flung.
I'm not going to lie. Me and my niggas never had that conversation.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie.
That's what I'm getting at. It just doesn't happen that way.
We do not converse that way. I'm sorry.
So make a long story short about that. Now he's coming over the house. Why? Because the mother and the father got their guard down. They're not worried about somebody coming to violate their children. So they both got feelings for this guy. So make a long story short about that. They started calling him uncle or dad or something. Like he just became friends with the family. Yeah. So he asked, could he take the 12-year-old on, somewhere to, let's say golf, because I can't remember. Mom and dad said, sure, why not? They never came back.
What?
He penetrated her a little bit. Yeah, he penetrated her. He had her believing in aliens. And if she didn't carry out the mission, they would kill her mother, dad, and sister.
Oh, my God.
So when she woke up, there was a tape recorder playing from Aliens saying that she needed to do this. So when she woke up, she seen the fuckwad next room, and she was just like, well, I must have sex with him to complete this mission. So that's how they came interactive.
Oh my
She
god.
was 12 at the
She was
time?
12. And when they caught them, he told her, you can't tell nobody about this. We must complete the mission. So when your parents ask you, you tell them I didn't do nothing. So because he only slightly penetrated her, when the doctors did a test on her, nothing was out of place. So when she said he didn't do nothing, they had to believe him, which fast forward to the second time. The dad didn't want to go forward with anything because it would expose his homosexuality.
Wow.
And nothing was out of place with the daughter, so they say, okay, we'll allow you to come back around. So the mother, so now he's home. Now the mother's like, hey, you leave my daughter alone. He called him on the phone. And he's just like, if you come over, I'll explain to you what happened. She comes over, and he says, I never wanted your daughter, I wanted you. The mother and him wound up having an affair for like a year.
What?
This guy.
So basically, he maneuvered himself in to get her twice. I'm not going to finish it. Y'all got to watch this,
Yo,
man.
man. I ain't come over here to talk about this shit.
It's called Abducted in Plain Sight.
You know
Yo,
what?
this is nuts,
I
man.
want you to take lunch at work. And I want
Stop
you.
watching this shit, man.
No, but it's crazy though. I'm glad you brought that up because strange shit like that be happening in people's lives. You know what I mean? You got to be careful about your damn kids.
Yeah.
Y'all like even with women who date men and I'm gonna run to the grocery store real quick. No, don't leave your child with somebody you don't know.
Dude basically fucked the parents and the daughter.
Yeah, that's why I said it's
he
crazy.
fucked the whole family. Like that's crazy. Like and they're all
crazy,
like in a web of like they're all like, okay, one's got aliens, one's homosexual and doesn't want to know, the other one's feeling neglected. Like they need to come together. They never sat down and had a conversation at a dinner table. That probably would have relieved a lot of this unnecessary shit.
Well, once again, the husband wasn't up for conversation about it. He just was like trying to divorce the wife because she was cheating. He would never tell her that what he did. He just was like, "Oh, you sleeping?" But you know,
that's why he was neglecting her because deep down inside,
right,
he wanted some peace.
He wanted to play for the team, but he was neglecting her. So she wanted some type of affection, but. Basically, back then, there was no such thing as serial kidnappers, serial murders. So when these things was happening, it's just like, now, if it's us now, no, my kids can't.
When was this?
70s, 60s, 70s.
No, there was a lot of that happening. It just wasn't talked about.
It wasn't known. Like in these towns, they'll tell you that, oh man, nobody got killed around here. Nothing happened like that. And then when something happens, it's like, ooh. But today, if anybody strange comes around our children or whatever, we just like, yo, where you at? I don't want you around none of that.
You got to question them. You got to question them because our children, you can't get mad at the 12-year-old for believing like, oh, okay, they're aliens. And I mean, the children are impressionable. So she really honestly thought that. And this crazy man is just chilling in their house. That is so crazy. That's so bizarre to me. Like, no. And I'm like, how stupid are you to even think about it? Like, I wish somebody fucking would come in.
The wife smashed after she found out what he did with the daughter.
But once again, the daughter denied it, and the doctor confirmed that there was no real penetration, even though he only penetrated a little.
You took my daughter and you didn't come back. I don't care. You don't have to penetrate her not to have touched her breast or her butt or handled her inappropriately. I don't have to know that you penetrated her for me to say, okay, she's been violated.
Well, it's a small town and nobody wants to be the butt of jokes. You gotta look at it like that. I'm not saying it's right, but these are the things that they're thinking. It's a small town. I don't want people to know that this happened, so because my daughter's okay, we're going to keep this under wraps. That was their thinking.
Yeah, don't watch any more of those documentaries. Watch the show that I'm watching.
I'm about positive vibes, man. I ain't come over here to talk about this shit.
No, this is crazy.
Listen, I've been talking for a minute. I ain't going to tell you about the Ted Bundy docu I watched. But anyways.
Ted Bundy, he's crazy.
I actually want to see that.
Oh, okay. Look at y'all.
I want to see that one.
Me too.
I watched it.
It's a little bit more interesting. He had heads in the freezer and shit.
They didn't go that deep with it, though. They didn't go that deep. No. It's just about him and his trial and
so
him
you saw that
escaping.
Whole one too?
And I didn't want to watch it because
you need to start watching football more.
I was mad. No. But ain't no football on. Ain't no football on during lunchtime at work.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I forgot this is only at a half an hour.
Jarrell.
I'm not watching these documentaries at home.
But I kind of like documentaries like that. Those like dark documentaries.
But here's the thing, though. I didn't put these documentaries on for that. They just happened to be in them. When it says abducting, who knew that the dad and the mother?
You kind of know what the Ted Bundy joint was going to be about, man.
But it wasn't about what Jovi was saying.
Yeah.
It was more about his trial, about how he escaped.
Okay.
And all in like how they celebrated his electric chair, things like that. It wasn't really
I wanna
into
see that.
really into what he did with the women. So, but these other documentaries, okay, how did you kidnap her twice? Now, when they go into further detail about it, I just get surprised. I didn't turn it on because I knew it was that crazy. The Fire Festival I turned on because Ja Rule was in it. I didn't know my man was.
I heard they got one for Hulu. Too.
I like Netflix better though.
You saw the one on Hulu?
I saw them both just so I can.
Okay. I got
There's 2 different documentaries.
Yeah.
2 different documentaries. That's how big it was.
They
it
both was working on it at the same time.
So what he do with the money? Okay.
There was never no money.
Yeah, dude in jail now.
He in jail.
Like
Billy is in jail.
Arrested. Like he's done.
He just kept loaning and loaning and loaning, and now everybody want their money back. There's no money.
Sorry, I done tricked off on that.
Yeah, matter of fact, he didn't even get that much time for what he did.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I know I went long, man, but that was my week, man. I just watched a lot of documentaries.
Was crazy,
yeah,
man.
I did.
Yeah, that was just your week.
Yeah,
I thought we was well into the show.
Nah, man, we talked about kidnapping 12-year-olds.
Hey, we're all parents,
Yeah,
so we
that's
know.
true.
You're right.
That's
This
very
is
true.
like, yo, I'm glad I'm not from back in that era. And my
Yes.
daughter think I be bugging when I tell her she can't go to such and such house. Like my daughter was at a friend's house Monday. She texted me. She like, I'm at such and such house. I'm like, who? It's a house up the street. And I'm like, nah, go home.
Yeah,
She like,
you
she
didn't
like,
know who it
she
was?
like, no, I do know. So here's the thing. It's not that I don't know who's in the house, but I know who goes in and out that house, and I don't know them. You understand?
Okay.
So yeah, I know who he is. If I see him out and about, he buy drinks, whatever. We cool. Been around that area for years. We know each other by face and by name, whatever. But I know who also hangs around that house.
Okay.
So you just over there chilling? No.
Yeah.
Go home.
Come on.
And that's if you really need an explanation in the first place.
Right. Now, these are things I didn't tell her that.
I gotta give one.
No. Did I tell her that? I said, I don't know what I told her, but at the end of the day, she told me where she was at. I just told her to go home. Now, go home.
Yeah, I
get
know
it.
that's right.
No, you didn't do nothing
get it.
wrong, but no, go home.
Yeah.
So, only be, you know what I'm saying? This was before the documentaries.
Could you imagine after if you don't get your fucking ass
This is
home?
before the documentaries.
You want to get kidnapped twice? It's like, Dad, what
So-
are you talking about?
Y'all just recorded your 10th episode of Social Jibberish. Okay, so tell us about Social Jibberish. How'd y'all come up with the name? What does it mean?
Well, Social Jibberish, me and Jarrell was actually, throwing ideas around. He had most of the ideas. He thought about social something. It was social, and then he thought, and then I thought about gibberish. I was like, well, why don't you just put social and gibberish together? That sounds, it's like, you know what? I actually like that. We actually had a podcast called 3 Shades Dope. We lost a member in that. Then we came to Social Jibberish, and that's basically where it developed. It's the same vibe. We have a new member, Joel, and he complements Social Jibberish very well.
Okay, all right. And this is your 10th episode.
Yep.
To be honest, and I even talked to Jarrell about this last week. I was just like, not every podcast makes it to 10 episodes. So that this 10th episode, it was like something to pat yourselves on the back for, man. So let me get that to y'all real quick, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. I told you about my calls being higher. Thank you.
10 episodes is a lot, especially when it's not just you, it's other people. It's,
Yeah, man.
Are the other members of the show as passionate as you are, and some travel further than others. Jovi, I think you live the furthest.
Yeah, I live in Northeast Philly.
Okay. And y'all come all the way to the Starbucks in downtown Trenton to record this podcast, 10 episodes straight. And y'all also had another one, it was called 3 Shades Dope. How many episodes was that?
32?
32.
Yeah, we were in the 30s, I think.
So y'all, okay, so wait a minute. I just thought about something. Y'all,
Wasn't we in the 30s?
you two are almost at a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did y'all start? February what now?
February something.
It was February something, but when was it?
I got to check.
I don't know exactly.
Y'all gotta have, and I know that y'all like switch podcasts, but y'all have to do something for yourselves to celebrate a year because y'all have been doing this for a long time, and that needs to be acknowledged. Do you
think so?
A year, bro. It's a year. It's a year.
Well,
No, that's true because even when you look on iTunes, sometimes when you're trying to figure out names and you want to know if if there's already a podcast popping that's like that, we saw a podcast that only came out with like maybe 2 episodes.
Right.
All right,
People.
I just checked. Our first episode
Was February?
debuted, February 4th.
So this is your
wow.
anniversary year. This is your anniversary episode,
I did
technically.
not know that.
This is so. Your
It's the
10th,
fourth to this.
It's the what? It's the something.
Yeah.
your 10th episode is actually your year anniversary.
Oh
for
wow!
Yeah,
Look at us,
YouTube,
Jarrell.
so, yeah.
High five.
High five.
Oh, look at y'all! Look at y'all!
Okay.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
No, it's totally dope, and I really like to speak on our show just a little bit. If y'all don't know, I really do like our vibe. Like we all vibe well together. We can carry on conversations with no break. We're very, I guess, in tune with each other. Like our chemistry works very well, and that's something to be said because we lost a member, we introduced a member, and to keep that same kind of energy, that was like, I guess we were really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
We're extremely funny. We come from all different types of backgrounds. Joel, I don't want to push the scenario that he's a gay guy, but he talks about the gay culture, and that's not something we have any information on. But some of our listeners may be from that background. You know what I mean? I'm a single mom. I could talk about that. I hate my baby dad, so I can connect with people that hate their baby dad. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then Jarrell, I think is hilarious. He's a married, individual who got kids and a family man or whatever, and he's also extremely funny. So it all works.
So one of the questions that I was going to ask is, what do you guys bring to the podcast? And I think you just might have answered that.
Yeah, that was it, man.
But
I'm pretty much a funny family guy.
Okay. So Jarrell is the family funny guy.
Yeah.
Jovi is the single, biracial, I hate my baby dad, mom.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I like that.
And Joel is the young, because he's still 29. He's still in his 20s.
Yeah,
Joel is the young, the one that still parties.
Yes.
Gay, single, his perspective, minority in that perspective, like Latino.
I got him by 10 years. I actually turned 40 this year, and Joel turns 30. So
listening to your show,
dynamic right there is a little weird.
Listening to your show, I heard him say he's going to turn 30 this year. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel crazy.
Because I'm sitting here on I'll be 36 this year, and it just dawned on me, I'm about to be 40.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
40.
Yes.
And you got this young whippersnapper like, I'm about to be 30.
Thinking
like,
he knows something.
Thinking you know.
He don't know nothing.
I turned 37 January 14th. And I'm like, I'm looking in the mirror and all kinds of things are dropping. And I'm like, oh, gosh. Like,
Yeah,
this
man.
is really happening.
It's
I'm
grown,
really getting old.
It's grown adult time. Know what I'm saying? Joel isn't at that stage yet. Like, he shouldn't be. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Like he's about to turn 30.
what's the difference between Jarrell when he's podcasting and not podcasting, and Jovi when she's podcasting and not podcasting? I'll give you an example. This morning I woke up, I felt like crap. No energy, didn't feel like doing anything. But when I got here, honestly, when I started driving here, I felt my energy go up. So on the podcast, there is a different type of energy when I'm doing this and from when I'm home. When I'm home, I'm more laid back. I can be laid back in so many different elements. But in here, I think I know I need to turn up because I need to project energy on the show.
That's funny that you said that because I noticed that about you.
Yeah.
And then when the show's over, it's just like, all right.
Like, you're so calm and collective, and then I'm seeing you in this light, and you're
That's a little
totally different than how you are when you hit record. You're mad laid back, like, hey, and Flaw,
Right. I could be dead in the water. Next thing you know it.
Right.
But yo, when we used to record on Friday nights and I used to wait for people to come through, I really used to be slumped on the couch like, all right. And then when people come down, all right, it's turn up time. And I'm glad that I can do that because I don't want that slouch energy to come through on the microphone. So back to the question I asked you guys. So what's the difference between y'all when y'all record and when you're not recording, if there is?
Personally, with me, I'm kind of like how you are a lot because I'm an introvert anyway, like naturally. So, and I'm a loner, even though I am married and have 2 children or whatever. But, usually I'm in the house. I don't go out much. I stay to myself. I'm quiet. But once the microphone is turned on, I'm a completely different person.
I agree.
I don't know why. Like, it's just the outside Jarrell comes out. So it's a little different.
But it's all maybe it has also to do with you've been doing this for a year with us too. Like,
yeah,
that could be it too.
I'm a whole lot more comfortable on the mic because I was actually on the Podcast Brothers podcast. When was it? I forgot what episode it was.
50-something?
50-something. So it was like it's September 2017.
Yeah, around that time, yeah.
So it's been, that was the first time I ever was on a microphone before. So if you actually listen to that episode, go back to the Podcast Brothers, episode 50-something, go to that and see how I sounded then compared to now. It's completely different.
Yeah, completely. Even
I sound like
if
a
you
completely
listen to
different
our
person.
first episode. Yeah, definitely. Me, I'm outlandish all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't put myself out there a lot either because I am a homebody as well. So I'm not in the scene. I don't frequent any scenes. I'm pretty much a homebody. But my personality, and I'm the most funniest, serious, outgoing person you'll probably meet because when I'm by myself, I'm very serious, relaxed, laid back. But when I'm around people, this is the personality you see on here is pretty much how I am. I'm like this at work. I'm like this on my podcast. I'm like this on your podcast. I'm actually a little bit more reserved on this because...
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because I can get loud in this bitch, and I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be a lady.
Jovi
and I don't know you podcast brothers audience like that. Thank you.
I think one of the things that me and Jovi, like the chemistry is real good when it comes to podcasts, or whatever, because we're both like walking contradictions of each other.
Yeah.
Like when the microphones are off, our conversations are completely different than they are when the microphones are on.
Absolutely. We could talk. We can not talk for a week and then get on the mic, and and it just picks up.
That's what we usually do. To be honest,
that's true.
But that's pretty dope because then you'll have some people who will complain about, man, I haven't heard from you all week, man. It's like, how y'all want to do a show and y'all don't talk to me on Wednesday? Like you'll get people like that who needs to have everyday interaction.
Got to be people with no families and.
Who got a life like that to be checking in? I could barely
talk to my
keep up with my damn kids. I could barely keep up with my kids.
There's some people though who will say, how can we have a show if you won't talk to me on Tuesday type of vibe? This just is what it is. But that's dope that y'all don't have to talk for 6 days out of the week and then come Sunday when it's time to record, it's like I just seen you yesterday.
Yeah, if it's like that, y'all don't need to have a show.
Yeah, like I don't need to keep tabs on you on Tuesday. Like I get like that with somebody I'm into. No. My nigga better check up on me on Tuesday. Okay.
That's
if you coming over,
that's definitely a difference.
If you coming over Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, you need to talk to me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. How dare you just come over Friday? Who do you think you are?
You can't just pop up every Friday.
But y'all two motherfuckers, okay, I'll see y'all when I see I'll see y'all motherfuckers when I see y'all.
Okay.
So, what do you personally look to accomplish with podcasting? What's your personal goal? What do you get out of this?
I like talking. I'm a little quirky, a little offbeat. Yeah. My thought process is all over the place, but I think people generally enjoy my personality, and I guess this is since I don't get out, this is my only outlet. This is my way of expressing myself, and so I'm able to express myself and still take my ass home. You know what I mean, and be cool. So that's what I enjoy about podcasting. I could come in here, talk my shit, y'all listen to it, and I leave.
Go home.
Right?
What about you?
I'm pretty much the same way, man. I pretty much come in here, be a family man, 24/7, 365. Come in here on Sunday mornings, talk my shit, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's crazy with podcasts, and I guess the reason why there are so many podcasts is because it's very easy.
Yeah.
And to where, like, there's actually a platform now that people can get knowledge and become creators and actually can provide for their families just by talking.
Yep.
Just by having a simple conversation, man. Like, just talk. Imagine if I just told y'all about that, the documentaries that I watched just randomly somewhere else. And now we've recorded them. And who knows? People might be like, oh, my God, I watched that. It was a crazy documentary. And people can interact with you all across the United States and across the world. Just a difference. Yeah. If you already just talk with your friends and family, that's how the Podcast Brothers started.
You're making it sound easy. Because just because you have a mic and a recording machine doesn't mean that you're meant for podcasting. Some people just don't have that chemistry. Some people can't carry a show. Some people are just not that damn interested.
Well, no, what I was about to say is just like how the Podcast Brothers started. We just had wild conversations just when there's no microphones on. So imagine if you just turned the microphones on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Just because you have good conversations doesn't mean you have good structure. And that's where studying comes from. I still do study. I still want to know how long is too long for a podcast. Is it 60 minutes? Perfect spot. It's 90 minutes, the sweet spot. We ain't Joe Budden. Everybody can't do 3-hour podcasts.
Yeah, they do 3 hours.
But then when you listen to it, it goes by quick because their segments be about 60 minutes. Like they're long-winded with their topics. If your topics are 10, 15 minutes a piece, I wouldn't recommend you doing 3 hours because you done touched on so many random things. Like they'll have 3-hour podcast episodes, but have like 4 topics.
Yeah, because their audience is so big that they could get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get away with that.
Right.
Ain't nobody trying to listen to us for 3 hours.
Because you're new. So people want to know if they like you.
Yeah,
once they love you, you can throw them whatever. Just don't throw them nothing short. Like, I've seen people tweet Joe Budden like, yo, bro, why are you giving me a 90-minute episode? We need 2-3 hours.
Yep.
But then it'll be us, and they'll be like, yo.
That shit was too long.
This is too long. So just because you're good at talking does not mean that you're good at structure. And that's where I try to help people out and say, hey, you might need a segment or you might need to calm down on this topic. And that's where people need to help each other out. So
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, but just like you said, just because you're a good talker don't mean you're good at podcasting, because you might be so long-winded, people are like, all right, bro, I don't want to hear this no more. You talk too much. The first 5 minutes was good, but now...
Netflix got a new abduction documentary. I think I'll just click off of this shit and watch that shit.
Right. If you could send a message to yourself 10 years ago, what would you tell the younger you?
Bitch, why didn't you tell me? That's probably what I tell my own younger me. So, okay, if I could send a message to myself 10 years, to my younger self, it would be set boundaries, stay focused, and go after your goals. That would be the 3 most important things. Oh, and treat your credit with respect.
Respect your credit.
Respect your credit, bitch. Because you ain't got shit now because you didn't do it now.
Respect your credit, bitch.
Oh, that's one of the realest things ever, yo. Respect your fucking credit, man.
Respect your credit. Yes.
That's why you ain't got shit
and
now.
Stay away from that baby dad at that job. Don't work there. Like, okay.
With me, I think my whole thing is don't be afraid of failure.
Yeah.
That was my only thing.
Preach.
Like when you have hopes and dreams or anything like that, sometimes I was the type of person that I was just afraid to fail.
Yes.
Or in that case, maybe I would have started a podcast 10 years ago. Because that's when they were starting to pop off. I never wanted to get into that because I didn't think I could. Just because I was, afraid of failing.
Wow. That speaks volumes.
So
that
now,
stagnated me a lot too.
It would have been a little different if I was just like Joel, how he is about to be 30. I would have been about to be 30. So he's doing what I'm doing now. 10 years, it's a 10-year difference.
But it's crazy because you can only do it whenever you're ready.
Yep.
Might not have been ready for it 10 years ago. Exactly. Or I'm ready for it now. That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
I would say for me, I would just say stay strong, because I thought about this. And sometimes we always go, and I'm not throwing a shot at you, Jovi.
Oh, turn his fucking mic off. I'm sick of him.
But sometimes we go into the mode where if I could send a message to my 10 younger self, I would tell myself not to deal with this person and do that. But then that leads to the thought of, well, who would I be with? It might be worse.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, I might have not, don't deal with that person. And then the person that replaces that person might lead to something else worse. So I'll just tell myself, stay strong. Appreciate the path that you're on, because everything that we're going through is for a reason. Everything. Yeah. People we meet, the people that we interact with, have kids with, have families with, everything is for a reason. And if I was to say, I wish I never met this and that person, that leaves the door open for somebody else.
And you would have never had the kids that you have now.
The kids that I have?
I would have had kids, though.
You would have had kids?
I would have never known them.
It's just been a little different, that's all. I
would have never known them niggas.
His personality, he still would have been half me. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters.
Either way, it would have been mine.
Yeah, I would have had kids. I would have loved them.
He would have half me, that's all. I didn't need his personality to be
now, you
exactly
still would have had
like
kids. You still would have had kids, but what if the baby dad was worse? You see what I'm saying?
I don't think so. Because the steps... Yes, I have to disagree with you.
That bad? Goddamn. Okay.
I don't think so.
He was that bad?
Nope. Because the 3 tips that I gave myself before that would have put me on the right path.
Okay.
All right. Yo, he must have been terrible.
The devil himself. I just met Satan. I'm like, hey, Satan.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I can't knock you for wanting to dodge Satan.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, random question that I had in the Facebook group. Shout out to the Podcast Brothers Facebook group. And I asked a question and got a lot of responses. And that question is, how do you find your peace? I'll go first with this, man. My number one vice, man, is the gym. And I thought about that, man. It's just like, I like waking up. Well, I don't like waking up, but I get up at 4 a.m. and get myself ready for the gym at 5. And after the gym, I go to work. But I think that going to the gym early in the morning sets off my day. And I realized that sometimes I'm in the gym bench pressing more than what I should be bench pressing because I'll think of something that pisses me off. and I get the strength, and I just be like, fuck that,
Yeah, I
fuck
get it.
you, and I go harder than what I should be going, and it feels great to let it out in that way. So if I was not going to the gym in the morning, I think that I don't know what I'd be doing, because I started doing that just because I didn't feel like going to the gym after work. Sometimes you just want to come home and relax.
Yeah.
But then when I started doing it, I started to realize, oh, this is great for more than just the physical, for the mental. Everything that bothered me the day before or the week before, and I just let slide because, okay, maybe I can't express to you, and this might not come off right, but I can't express to you my displeasure and what you said it did, so I'm just going to relax on it. But when I go to the gym, I'm going to throw around some weights, I'm going to scream, I'm going to let it out, and I'm going to be good.
Yeah, but I know your T-shirts are pissed off at you because this one's barely going across your arm. Right? So calm the fuck down or buy some bigger T-shirts if you're going to keep doing that shit.
T-shirts. Like, I hope he wasn't this mad. God damn.
Jeez. The thread about to
He's
pop.
stretching the fuck out of me, nigga.
Like, I hope he don't wear me on Monday.
Oh, shit. He coming for me. He coming for me.
Nike shirts like, please don't wear me on arm day.
Please don't do it. Just don't do it.
The smooch can't stretch that long.
The swoosh.
The swoosh. That's definitely going to be the name of the episode. The swoosh can't stretch that long.
So that's your
Podcasting.
piece. Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I'm away.
Podcasting is your piece?
It's peace. Because I'm away from the world, really. Like, when I'm in here, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I get a phone call that there's an emergency happening, I got to stop what I'm doing and leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm a parent.
Of course.
But fortunately for me, I haven't had those situations while I've been recording. So, this is peace for me. Why wouldn't it be peace? You don't think it's peace?
Yeah, it's just not mine.
But, well, because you're not really... Because once you leave here, it's back to the world.
Yeah.
In here, honestly, it's just like, for me, you got to figure I'm in here from 12 to 3:30. So I get 3.5 hours of nobody bothering me. They're respecting my time, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what your life is after you leave here.
Not saying my life is hectic, but you're back to, hey, when your phone ring, make it happen, or, you know what I mean? Just so,
I got you.
You're back on the clock.
and taking advantage of my downtime. So when there's nobody around, relax. Enjoy your time. You know what I'm saying? It's like go hard for everything that you're doing, no matter what it is. And when you get the opportunity, take advantage of it. Even if that's just watching Netflix or playing the PS4 or, you know what I'm saying, taking a nap. So
that's cool. That's you rejuvenating yourself. I feel that totally. Jarrell, what's your piece?
Music, probably number one. I listen to a lot of music, like 24/7. Even like, fortunately, the type of job that I have, I can actually listen with my headphones on all day. So when I'm at work, and I actually work a lot, so say if I'm working like 12 hours, most of that I'm listening to music and podcasts. So basically, that's what it is.
Your piece is music.
Yeah.
I definitely have to agree with that. I love music, but vibe music. So I like listening to her, and I like listening to just those kind of smooth vibes. Somebody similar to her. Like I love listening to that. It'll take me to a whole nother world. So the bathtub, love hot baths. That's like my piece. In my bedroom. Like being creative is my source of peace. Whether I'm podcasting, whether I'm, I don't know, writing or, whatever the case is, just where I'm expressing myself and like, letting go, that's my peace when I'm able to.
I definitely got to disagree with y'all with the music thing. And if that's your piece, that's your piece. But I actually wrote down something so I won't forget. Okay. But I remember music, you know what I mean? Music is no longer my go-to because music used to make things worse. And that might have just been the music that I chose.
Why is that?
Might have been the music I chose. Like, I remember being like 12, 13, maybe 14. But I was in middle school, so whatever age that was, listening to After 7, Till You Do Me Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why am I listening to that? Like
I was like that too.
It didn't make you. That music didn't make you feel good. Though, make you feel worse. It did. Oh
Maybe
man.
Listen to Khalees.
Khalees wasn't out back then.
I'm a little different because when growing up, I wanted to be a music producer.
Yeah.
And I played different instruments, so I listen to music a little differently than people. I don't just listen to it because of the mood I'm in. Like I'm actually technically listening to stuff musically.
Well, see, that's definitely the difference.
That's a difference for me.
But I was listening to music when they were just like, "Why did you break my heart?" And I'm sitting there listening to it like, And then I used to actually think music was the thing. And either you listen to a song that relates to you, so it doesn't help you. So if you listen to a song like, you broke my heart, so F you, that's not helping you. It's just, that's the song that you chose to put on.
This is how much of a music nerd I am. Like, while you're listening to that and all you can hear is the lyrics, I'm listening to, like, what chords they played in the background and shit.
Oh, yeah,
you
being
like
technical.
I'm listening to like beats and the chords that they play on the piano, and it's the bass line too heavy for that song.
But
I'm a nerd when it comes to shit like that.
Or y'all mix that trash.
Yeah.
The mixer of that song should be fire.
What? Like I could tell who mixed what when it comes to certain stuff when it comes to music.
Oh yeah, you got an ear for it. So, but what you're saying is sometimes music is a way to release pain. So people try to do too much to bury it and kind of swish it under the rug, and music kind of helps you relieve it. Like, yes, I do feel this way. Yes, I do feel like crying. And that should be your source of healing. And if you're just okay with shoving things, you're going to explode either way.
For me, when I listen to music, I'm telling you, it made it worse. Like it's a vibe, because once you listen to that tempo, that type of music, it puts you become that tempo. So if it's a slow tempo song and it's about whining and crying, you get into that zone. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to hear no up tempo. I want to hear this, because I've just been programmed that this is the sweet spot.
That's the only thing that I don't. That doesn't happen to me.
It happened to me. Like I say,
music changes y'all mood and stuff. It doesn't change.
Some girl didn't like me, and the song came on, and woof. Killed you. The song made it worse.
Heartbreak.
Song made it worse.
The music
almost killed yourself.
Every time you hear that shit, now you start crying.
It just takes me back to where I was doing. Like, it's a good song, like Baby, like After 7 Till You Do Me Right. I'm like, I had no business listening to that at that time.
You mad? She scarred the shit out of you. All right, man?
I had no business listening to that. I don't know what I could have been listening to at 4. I had to be like 12, 13. Honestly, like, what am I doing listening to that?
Why didn't she want you? See,
I never told her that I wanted her. That's the thing.
Okay.
She just, I just seen it with somebody else.
Baby, come back.
It all depends on what type of person you are, man. I'm growing up 8 years old listening to Anita Baker and shit.
Oh no.
Okay, but
I'm listening to.
But does Anita
stuff.
Baker have that type of vibe to get you in your feelings?
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
You need to listen to Anita Baker.
No one in the world could move me. That ain't the words.
No, because
I'm trying to figure out what did she sing?
If he does, it's gonna deflate his muscles.
Like
you don't like if you don't want to be in that.
All right. Picture this, Babyface. Where will you go? Why was I listening to that?
Because that's the shit.
Oh, yeah, see? Why am I listening to Babyface? Where will you go? And who's going to love you like I do?
You thought it was a dope song.
It put me in a sadder mood. I'm telling you. Babyface, where will you go?
Your sad ass needs to start listening to Bow Wows and shit like that, man. Like, start listening to stuff that up-tempo shit, man. Stop listening to
Bow Wow shit.
If you going to be sad, start listening
Bow
to
Wow wasn't out.
Well, damn. He had to have been out.
I was 12, not Bow Wow. Bow Wow was like, I'm older than Bow Wow.
He was 12.
What year? What year is that?
What year did, like, we talk, what, Bow Wow or me?
You. When you were 12, how old were you? What year was it?
I don't recall. 90.
It had to be like early 90s?
Early 90s, man.
Yeah, so you was like listening to like Troop and shit.
Keep Sweat, Twisted.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Baby,
sure.
I know. Like, all that. 96.
Christopher Williams ass.
It was, Don't Wake Me. Don't Wake Me. Come on.
That
was, why were those my favorites? Dog?
Look how you're making my point. Aggressive you getting.
Y'all making my point.
At that time, that was just good music, man.
Why was
just because you got emotional with it, don't blame the music. Don't blame the music because you cried over it.
No longer will music be my way of peace. It's the gym and other things.
Don't blame the music, brother.
I should have not been exposed.
The music did not make you soft.
I should have not been exposed to that type of music at that age, man.
Man, if you don't,
I never seen somebody have such strong hatred for music.
I love music, but as far as
he mad the music made him a sissy.
Right. So if it
doesn't, come on, man. It's not the music
made him
brother.
Smooth.
If you got that inner sissy inside of you,
let it out.
It ain't got nothing to do with the music.
Sitting there crying, holding the radio.
Man,
oh shit. She must have been good. He must have been a badass 12-year-old.
At the music.
She was terrible. She was trash.
Be mad at the girl, not the music.
I was okay. Listen.
What she look like now?
Whatever.
After 7?
Yeah.
You know, regardless, he gonna say she look whack.
No.
She fat as hell now. Fuck her.
She ain't. No. The drugs, baby. They get you.
Oh, damn.
Damn. That's why you should never get pregnant by a dude in high school. because you don't know what he going to end up and be. Now you got this
angle from all the chicks that I liked in high school. They look terrible.
I'm glad I dodged that bullet.
All of them. Except for maybe a couple, but all of them. Yeah.
Never slept with anybody in high school, so I know everybody's wishing they had a little bit of me.
A little bit of me.
A little bit of me.
So, Jarrell know, but Jovi, you might not know because you don't listen to the show. We do a segment
Shade
where it's called Fresh or Fiasco, where we bring up a topic and we say whether it's fresh or fiasco and why. Fresh meaning you like it, fiasco meaning you don't. Boom. So let's get to it, man. Tyrese drags ex-wife back to court after she leaves daughter with friend instead of him. The backstory is this. The 40-year-old took to Los Angeles Superior Court to call out his ex-wife over the violation of their child custody agreement. According to new court documentations, the father of two was legally obligated to have the chance to watch her while she was out the country earlier in this month. He allegedly wasn't aware of the sleepover until after it happened, and the 11-year-old was back in his care the next day. So basically, Mom Dukes went on vacation, left the child with... she had a sleepover, not saying the child was in danger, but Tyrese had an issue with this. Fresh or fiasco?
Fiasco.
Fiasco that he has an issue with it?
Yeah, like, it's just a bickering. It's just, they're having a lot of bickering going back and forth with them. And the child, okay, so the child had a sleepover. If she was in a safe environment, cool. Mom got a break, you got a break. Shut the fuck up. Like, why are you bickering? The child maybe don't want to be with the dad. Maybe she wanted to be at the sleepover.
I'm going to go fiasco as well. It depends on the custody that you have. Parents can have split custody. Split it right down the middle. I don't know. But if this is not your day to have the child.
I thought it was, though.
Well,
that was the whole point.
What I just read, it says that if she goes out of town, he's obligated to get her. Not saying that this is his actual day.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out why y'all say it's fiasco.
It's fiasco because what I'm saying to you is, if this isn't my day, I shouldn't be that mad that she went to a sleepover or somewhere else that she probably wanted to be at. If this is not my day, this is not my day. To like what you said, it's bickering. So let's just say, right, you got your kids on Monday, right, and your wife is always saying, hey, you know, my day is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but you got them on Monday, and you busy. And it's your job to make sure the kids are somewhere, you know, taken care of. So you take them to your mom's house.
Okay.
Then your wife, your ex-wife, want to take you to court because you should have dropped him off there. It's like, bro, this isn't your day. This is mine. I'm just taking them to grandma's house.
Yeah,
and she wanted to be there.
I get what you're saying, but the only thing I'm torn about that is that he is actually obligated to get that time if he wants it, and that was taken away from him.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like, I don't like the fact that he took it to court and stuff. Because,
that's what I'm getting at.
I don't like the fact that he took it to court. But if I express to you that don't do it again because that's my time, if she did it again, that'd be kind of fucked up on her part. But if that's the first time that happened and was just a misunderstanding or a miscommunication, yeah, he shouldn't have took her to court for that. That's crazy.
I think that's the part that I'm tripping off of. It's like, hey, the second something goes wrong or the second something happens you don't like, we go to court every time.
Yeah,
I think that's too much. Now, we don't know how many times this happened. Now, Tyrese doesn't have a 9 to 5 like us. Yeah. So his time with seeing his daughter might be limited. Where I'm away doing movies, so I can't really see my daughter as much. So, hey, if you get an extra day, I want to see her.
Yeah, I get the whole fiasco. Why y'all say it's fiasco. I guess I say fiasco, too, because of the court thing. But on the flip side, I can't be mad at this dude wanting to see his daughter.
I think he's a little bit too strict and he's too strict on her.
I'm just not a fan of the courts being involved.
I'm not a fan of the court.
Every time we have a disagreement.
But I just can't be mad that if he wanted to see his daughter and that was his time, I can't be mad at him for wanting it. That's all.
He just seems controlling. Chill.
Fresh or fiasco? The game's manager, Whack 100, implies any woman, including Santana or Kim Kardashian, who deny whoever the game is rapping about will be released. He will release tapes to prove the accuracy of his lyrics.
What does that mean?
Fresh or fiasco?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
That shit trash, man. Like, that's fiasco. Game is terrible for this. Like, that's the corniest shit. That's corny. That's really corny. Like I don't really get it. Like these people have significant others. If they were with you before they were with their significant others, what is the point of putting out your relationship with them before the fact?
Because he's lonely. He needs to go on for the love of game or some shit like that.
I really don't. I don't understand the point of it.
He's so that's corny. And then they got things called like revenge porn and stuff like that. So if you're gonna leak out tapes, be prepared to handle the legal repercussions of that, and stop being fucking corny. I hate that shit. You just want to expose women for what? For what?
Game is already an established artist. So he can't be doing it for publicity. He's already famous. So I don't understand his angle. I really don't get it.
You're a woman hater.
He doesn't need like clout for this album to push record sales. So I don't get why he's doing it.
You think Game is even popping like that though?
Yeah, he's popping enough to not have to do that. That's what I'm saying.
If he just did a hot song, people would be like, "Oh, Game's back."
Obviously, he's not Drake, but he's still somebody.
Yeah, don't compare him to Drake numbers.
Yeah,
he would still do good in his field.
Yeah, he's good enough to not have to do this.
Oh, Drake for president, definitely.
My thing is, I'm gonna go Fiasco. Definitely, whatever. Joey talk. I'm gonna go Fiasco. I'm gonna go Fiasco, and it just got me to thinking. It's just like, for some reason, last week we talked about this with Kim Kardashian and Game, and we just was like, man, Game just being Game. He's using it, and if Kanye was more of a man or was respected, Kim Kardashian would be respected. Mm-hmm. But then he does Santana, who's engaged to Joe Budden. So then I'm thinking, are some men more intrigued with the smash and pass than marrying? Because in a way, Game is kind of like, what I did means more than what Joe Budden and Kanye West has done. I'm going to brag about, but I think that's some men's mentality. I'm going to brag about sleeping with your wife. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal for all of us is to get married and have a family. You understand what I'm saying? But some men might be thinking, no, the ultimate goal is to smash as many bad bras as I can. Because why is he only talking about the married ones?
I guess maybe I'm thinking that's like a young nigga mentality. I don't know where he's coming from. Like, Game is old.
That's the only thing I can think about.
That's the only thing I can see. Like, maybe he was like coming out of high school or like maybe in your early 20s.
I think it's...
But Game damn near 40 years old if he's not 40. So I don't really get
like
that.
39.
He's like beating on his chest. Like, he's trying to... At the end of the day, all you're trying to do is devalue a woman in all of this. Like, I had your bitch. And you're trying to cut... Like, you don't got nothing special. I smashed that.
I think it's more messages. I think it's the message to the man. I don't think because when these women were single, he never mentioned Santana name any time. But now it's more of a shot at Joe Budden and Kanye. Even though the women are the names, it's y'all are marrying the bras that I just smashed.
But then come on some nigga shit though. Come at them in their craft. Come at them on their shit. Why you gotta drag them into it?
That's
so
how
you devaluing the woman.
That's how some guys know how to snap. I guess. Like, listen, the way that you how do you say it? The way that you make a man feel less of a man is to tell him that I was with your wife. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I'm saying that's the way Game is taking it. And even though he's dropping names, I think it's more towards Joe Budden and Kanye West. Like, hey, y'all marrying the bras that I made, that I held down and nutted down their throats.
Damn.
That's what he said about Kim Kardashian.
Said that about Kim.
Yeah.
Okay, and what? Is she going to get divorced because you did that?
I don't know what he expect their reactions to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Who nutted down your throat, Game?
Yeah. Well,
damn.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Don't do that dumb shit. What? That's like when Kanye was trying to put Amber down and try to play her out because she was a stripper and all this other stuff. And she was like, I put my finger in your ass. Shut that whole shit all the way down. Yeah, like, stop that shit.
And it wasn't just that. It was Wiz. Because Wiz is suspected. Like, Wiz jumped in. And now it's, okay, Wiz, I apologize to you and I won't diss Amber no more. Why? Because Wiz is suspected. You're not like, if Wiz Khalifa was to marry Santana, Game wouldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? It's the men involved that he's not afraid of and he wants smoke with. It's not the women.
Actually, it's the other way around. He was fucking with Wiz. Amber came to Wiz's rescue.
I'm talking about Game and Wiz.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about if Wiz was to had married or proposed to Santana, Game would not make a diss record towards Sin because he respects Wiz.
So you think this is basically he just trying to fuck with Kanye and Joe and that's
right. Him and Joe has had beef off and on, rap beef.
That's true.
And Kanye West is what he's Kanye West. So a bully is always going to pick on who they think they can be.
It's crazy because him and Kanye actually have like songs together.
Yeah, like stop being a
I think that's corny.
Yeah, you being a cornball. People do shit in sex. Let that shit be. Like, they use that as a weapon now. Like, you can't even fuck a nigga anymore. Like, I mean, like, in the industry, that's all they do. You know what I mean? You can't even fuck somebody and then they be like, oh, yeah, I did this. Yeah, well, that was a sexual encounter. We were dating for at least a year when we did it. And now you're trying to act like I just fucked you on the whim and let you nut down my throat. Like, shut the fuck. Like, stop.
That's corny.
Stop your shit. Stop your shit.
Corny.
Whatever we did between us is between us.
Fiasco all across the board, gang.
Yes, absolutely.
Fresher fiasco. Rapper 6ix9ine has to pay for his own security to secure his family because he can afford it. Basically, rapper 6ix9ine snitched, but the government is making him pay for the beefed up security that his family needs because he has the money. When he runs out of money, that's when the government will step in. Fresher fiasco.
Fresh, fuck it. I don't
Fresh? You think it's fresh?
Who cares?
If I'm co-operator, I'm going to go fiasco, bro.
He's a criminal.
Okay, but isn't that part of the deal?
No. Obviously, it's not. Obviously, that's not part of his deal.
Oh man,
It's a fiasco because he got himself into it. So he was going to pay for it either way.
No, if me being who I am, having a job, if I was to snitch, they would pay for my safety and my family's safety.
How you got the money?
Huh?
He got the money to pay for his family, but how did he get it? He in jail for a reason.
Rap money. He really wasn't part of that tradeaway like everybody thinks. He ain't got no drug money.
If he wasn't, he wouldn't be in jail.
No. He paid allegedly, he paid somebody to shoot at Chief Keef.
Yeah.
Allegedly, he was there when other things happened, but he wasn't the one. He did allegedly sew some hair on, allegedly did some things.
Well.
But what he sold didn't get him the millions that he's got. That's music.
I'm just saying.
He made it legal.
Them is all dirty.
But his money.
That's why they don't care.
I get. Yeah, but okay. Nicky Barnes. Like, there's so many people who you shouldn't care about, but you take care of.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't matter what he did. I'm now cooperating with you. Why do I got to spend my own money?
Nah, they don't care.
That's
You're a criminal, yeah?
That's why I'm gonna go fiasco.
You're a criminal. You just want to go fiasco because you want to go against the government.
I seriously no. Because here's my thing. Not only did he snitch, but it made the news. So now everybody. No. Listen.
You're right.
He got a daughter.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a mother.
That's not their concern, though.
Who?
The governments. They don't care.
I know, but my thing is, what I thought, this is just from movies.
You saying they should care?
No, I'm not saying that they should care. But from what I saw, or from what I've watched in the movies, or the way I think that it should go, if you're going to cooperate, make sure my fam is safe. Because when you snitch, you put everybody else in danger. When he snitched, his daughter, his baby mother, his mother, everybody is become a target. And for the government to say, we don't care, it's just like, bruh, doesn't all this go into one?
No.
Protect me. No? Okay.
That's in the movies.
Okay, that's all I know.
That's in the movie.
That's all I know.
I just say fiasco because he put himself in that situation anyway. He was talking big shit.
But we all knew he was a
He
joke,
was talking big shit. He was going to have to pay for that security. Look, he had to pay for too much security, more than the average celebrity because of his mouth.
He got it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, let him pay for it.
He got it.
You set this up. You wanted to do this. Now pay that money.
I'm not here to harp on rich people's problems.
Fresh or fiasco? Terry Crews threatens to smack DL Hughley. The backstory with this is Terry Crews came out and told everybody he was sexually assaulted at a party. DL Hughley got on Vlad TV and said God gave Terry Crews muscle so he could say no and mean it. They got on Twitter and an exchange happened, and DL Hughley said you should have smacked such and such. And Terry Crews says, how about I smack you? Mm-hmm. Fresh or fiasco?
I think that was fresh. I think that was dope. Because he didn't really say, what if I smacked you? DL Hughley said, well, he could have slapped the shit out of what's her name, for grabbing his dick in front of his wife. But he said that basically Terry Crews said, if that's the case, if I'm just slapping anybody just because they did something toxic, since you toxic now, what happens if I slap the shit out of you right now?
Mm-hmm.
So I get what he was saying. I don't completely agree with that he should, but like if you're gonna come at Terry Crews, if he threatens to slap you, you just go get slapped.
Yeah, because it's victim blaming. I agree
like
with
if
you,
you go, like just because you come at him, that don't mean that he can't be aggressive towards you. Just because he let that other dude do what he did.
I'm gonna go deeper.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And this is just my stance, and I'm gonna be consistent.
Okay.
Black people, when we talk to other black people, we see the enemy. Somehow, Terry Crews knew not to chokeslam that white man that grabbed his crotch.
There's a reason for that. Yeah.
He knew he knew from the second his crotch got grabbed that his life would be over in Hollywood if he did anything. He'd probably be locked up. But
white people don't get that though.
When two black people go at it, it's okay to get violent with them.
Yeah, I don't understand why people don't get that part though.
We get it.
The part that you just said,
right,
like he did that and he didn't react how normally you would act. Because like that white man had power over him, over his career and everything. It's like you can say that, yeah, I'll beat the shit out of him. But like if you were put in that situation and know you had a family and a wife to take care of, and that was your only.
And even his wife told him like, "Don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it." So
like,
he wasn't defending her. Like
exactly.
If she was looking at him like, "Oh, so he's gonna let him do that to you?"
Yeah, that's completely different. That's completely different.
Oh, so you just gonna let him?
You just gonna let him grab your dick? Huh? Like all of a sudden her voice get deeper than his and shit. So that's a little different, man. It's not like he just let that dude do that for no reason.
But my thing, to me, when it's black on black crime, we're so easy to smack each other. Like without hesitation, I'm gonna smack you because you toxic.
But he should though.
He should, but just like listen. I agree with what Terry Crews did, but to me, looking at all the other situations, if it's black on black, we'll get in each other's faces. But when the white man does something, we seem to think that we can't defend ourselves.
No, I disagree with you.
Only
because he can smack DL Hughley because he's not in a position to fuck up his career.
Power,
so he could fuck DL Hughley up and still get movie roles. But if it was the other black dude that is gay, that he's like a producer.
The one Dame Dash ran up on?
Lee Daniels?
Yes,
Lee Daniels.
him. Yeah. Lee Daniels.
Is he gay? Let's not put it. Okay. I didn't want to put that on him.
Definitely.
He wasn't.
No, Lee Daniels is gay.
Okay, all right.
Okay, not allegedly. But anyway, if someone like that was to grab him, he's going to second guess smacking the fuck out of him too, because he will, just like how Monique got blackballed by allegedly got blackballed by Lee Daniels in the industry, and it was hard for her to find work. So he's probably thinking about that when Lee Daniels and DL Hughley like, nigga, you just got a radio show, get the fuck out of here.
To me, it's not a race thing; it's more of a power thing.
Yes.
Like if it was a black dude who touched Terry Crews like that, like I think he would have did the same thing. I don't think he would have slapped him then either.
Who in Hollywood has that type of power?
Lee Daniels.
Nah, Lee Lee Daniels would have put his hands on. I think by anybody else. Anybody else.
Lee Daniels is pretty popular.
Lee Daniels is still borrowing money. He's not that popular. He's still borrowing money from Dame Dash and things of that nature.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but he ain't got the type of power that.
You don't think so right now? Like he's producing a lot of stuff, man.
Like
yeah,
what?
he's like
he's doing
a lot.
Right. And who cares? Like, and Empire's not. To me, Empire's not as hot as it was. And then he has his star. The show that comes on after that star. Like, nobody's watching that. Lee Daniels is not producing these mega movies that.
Okay. But Terry Crews is not in mega movies.
Terry Crews was in some big movies though. Terry Crews his role might not have been big, but he was in some big movies.
Okay, so what if Tyler Perry did it?
Did what?
The same thing. Since Lee Daniels isn't as powerful as you think, what if it was Tyler Perry?
To me,
because he's definitely powerful.
I definitely get where you're going with that, but it's just, to me, I think that if it's a white man, we think twice before we do anything. That's just my opinion. That if it's black, we might be quicker to smack Tyler Perry.
I get it.
And then we might think, oh man, you're somebody. To me.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I see that.
Yeah, this is me. So, fresher fiasco, man. Shad Moss, a.k.a. Bow Wow. Mugshot went viral yesterday. He was bruised from having a physical encounter with the woman. The police say both claimed that they were both the victim, so the police couldn't tell who did what, so they arrested them both. Fresher fiasco, only Bow Wow's mugshot going viral.
No, I saw hers.
We did see hers. You had to search for it. When I got on social media, I saw Bow Wow trending, not her.
Oh, yeah.
So when you click it, it's his face and
Fiasco.
people...
Definitely Fiasco.
Well,
I got you.
Bow Wow is Fiasco, but Bow Wow's the star
Yeah, he's the
in
fan.
all of this. This is why.
But it's a man. But it's allegedly they both fought each other. So this is a man. It's not two men. Now, if this was two men going at a brawl and only Bow Wow got exposed, I would say fresh. But we're talking about a man and a woman. So why is it now that because the woman got the upper hand, you can only post his picture and clown him?
By them doing that, the story is that he was abusive to her.
Right. And we don't know.
Not knowing how abusive she was to him.
And we don't know how this started.
Yeah, we don't know.
All we know is Bow Wow
It looked
got,
like he
fucked,
got
up.
fucked up,
He
though.
did, though, because her
You see him?
mugshot, she's still cute, and
Did you
he
see?
is...
Jovi,
Yeah, I
did you see
seen it. I seen it.
It looked like he got fucked up.
And now I respect Shad just a little bit more. Take your ass whooping because he didn't.
I think he tried to fight back. That's
and lost.
Yeah, he lost.
And lost. Don't leave that part out. And lost.
Okay.
Because she looked like she just came from the grocery store. He looked like he
She's
just
still
came from
sitting there
her
with an attitude.
She's like,
I did it.
I did it. Yeah, I whooped his
Hey, you want to hear
ass.
something crazy before y'all go? I actually went to her Twitter page, and I was about to cancel her, but then I saw how good she looked.
Fiasco.
just like
Are
a
we doing
man.
Fresh and Fiasco on
Fresh
that?
and Fiasco.
That was
Okay,
a fiasco.
Fiasco.
Yo,
Just like a man.
Yo, but she looks, she was, I was like, damn.
She is a very attractive woman.
She's
Who
very-
is you to cancel her?
No, but it was a joke. No.
He went on there all aggressive, like, oh,
It was
damn,
a
she
joke, but in a way, like what this question is, like, what do men have though? Like, we got to do something because why would they did it to clown him?
Like,
But
we can't
okay,
even get our ass whooped.
we can't even get our ass whooped. It's not fair.
We get clown, we get our ass whooped.
And this is what my big problem is when it comes down to men. People want equal rights, but I think really people want revenge on men.
Hey, man,
because,
listen.
and it's, I guess, but then when I wake up and I see this, I'm like, man, it's not right. But I guess it is what it is. This ain't right.
There's some things you just got to take, brother.
But we're taking it. That's what you got to stay. We're taking it.
I think the clown
Terry
comes
Crews
from,
gets laughed at. Bow Wow gets, every time
Yeah,
something
that's-
happens to
that's
the
true.
men, we laugh. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
get it.
That's true. But Bow Wow need to learn how to duck and weave or something.
See,
like you
look,
call,
see?
you
See,
call
you
all
now-
them
See,
licks.
you making jokes about that.
You call all them licks, didn't you?
And if I said
Nah,
that
it's
about
not
a
funny.
woman, yeah, it is, because you laughing.
No,
You
I'm
on
not.
camera, smirking.
I don't feel bad for him because he was throwing a Super Bowl party, bro. Like, come on, man. It was something about a Super Bowl party he was throwing in Atlanta.
Was you mad that he throwing the Super Bowl party?
Hey, we not unified on that. Like, I thought we weren't watching. I thought we wasn't watching football.
Is Billy there?
We
At the
my
Super Bowl
ass.
Billy's in
party?
jail.
Oh, okay.
Billy's in jail.
Because if so, there was no Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Why I say Bow Wow all of a sudden sucking dick for what? These stories
Shit
getting
getting
twisted.
bleak. It's not
Hey, Bow
documentary
Wow.
on Netflix.
Bow Wow need to take one for the team.
Take one for the team. He got
See,
his
look
ass
at y'all laughing at the Me Too movement. Look, y'all ain't doing the shit either. Look at y'all.
I know it's not right, but hey, it is the world we
It
live in.
is
Just like
what it
Jarrell
is.
said, it is what it is.
Man, listen.
I want change, but until then,
I'm a black man living in America.
You chuckling
guess what?
hard too.
I get to laugh and shit like
because
this.
guess what? I could be next. Jarrell could be next.
That is true.
Just wake up in the morning and somebody say we did something, and it's
Word.
going to be that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely. That's
I mean,
sad. I do
I
agree
think
with that.
we probably good because we ain't famous yet.
Okay, but
I don't want to be famous.
Facebook, we Facebook famous. So
Yeah,
just
we
think
Facebook
about
famous.
think about
We Facebook famous.
the few 20 people who might have something to say.
All 20?
All 20.
All 20?
All right, last one, man. Fresh or Fiasco. Gladys Knight is going to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Her reasoning for singing the national anthem is, I pray that this national anthem will bring us all together in a way never before witnessed, and we can move forward and untangle these truths, which means so much to all of us. Fresh or Fiasco, her reasoning
Fiasco.
for singing the national anthem.
Fiasco.
You gonna make me shit on Gladys Knight.
Shit, I'm sorry. On that midnight train to
Who
Georgia.
shits on Gladys
Fiasco. That's some bullshit.
She like our auntie, man. You gonna let her
No,
shit on
fuck
Gladys
that.
Knight?
You turned on us.
Here's the thing. My thing with the football thing, like I still watch football, so I don't agree with the whole, like everybody gotta take a knee and everything like that. But it's just her reasoning behind it.
That's why I said
was
just her
bullshit.
reasoning. Yeah.
It was
reason
major
about-
bullshit.
Like I'm not even mad at like Travis Scott doing the halftime show. Big Boy from Outkast is doing it because he's from Atlanta, so it's big to them. But the reasoning behind why she's doing it is bullshit. Yeah, so I'll give it a Fiasco.
I'm gonna go Fiasco just for her reasoning. I don't think that. I think we're still hyped over the Whitney Houston national anthem. That's still the top one, right?
Yes.
And it's a beautiful song, but I don't understand why Gladys Knight thinks that her singing and her singing. And her singing it is going to.
Why you disagree?
But listen, she is saying that her singing and the way she's going to sing it tonight is going to make all of us
come together.
In a way we've never come together before. Did you hear? Did you hear what she said though? She's going to bring us all together in a way we've never come together before. Because she's singing it.
Hey man, let your auntie,
now all of a sudden,
live, man.
White people are gonna understand the injustice and the reason why we're doing it. It's like, if it wasn't for Gladys Knight singing that song, I would have never got their point.
Yeah, it's the reasoning.
It's the reason.
Like I don't mind her singing it. No, I mean, like if that's
I do. If we're gonna stick together, let's stick together in something.
But we're not. We're not together. And I thought about this. We haven't done anything, and I wasn't there. We haven't done anything since the boycott of the transportation and the buses. Like we haven't done anything.
Yeah, I think the football thing is a bad thing.
People
try to come together.
It is. It's a bad thing. It's all of that. All of that stuff. I was watching. I forgot the name of the movie, but it was basically they marched at the end. And when they marched, when they got to the end, just like every march, there's always cops at the end ready to hold you guys down, sick the dogs on you. None of that works. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
none of that will ever work again. We have to find something else. And boycotting football, they don't care.
Boycotting football never made sense to me. Because, like, what's the end game? The NFL has nothing to do with how police would treat black people. So, I can see you boycotting because Colin Kaepernick definitely deserves to be in the NFL. But the NFL is not going to do anything to change social injustice. They were never going to.
But it shouldn't have been to a point where he's now not in football because, come on.
People are boycotting football because of that, I'm cool. It's cool. He definitely should be in the league.
And he's making a lot of money by doing commercials, doing speeches. So he's not going to get the CTE. He's not going to get his. He's not going to get his. Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
This is what people need to understand.
Does not have to play another down of football for him to be rich.
I'm still getting paid.
He's cool.
And I'm living a good life just making speeches and talking to people.
And on top of that, Gladys Knight is going to solve the world's issues.
And on top of that, we got Auntie Gladys who's going to fix everything.
Gladys.
On Sunday, by the time this comes out, it's already going to happen. I'm pretty sure all of us will be
feeling better,
united, uplifted.
I can't wait till tomorrow, Monday, when it's dropped, and I want to see how we all come together because Auntie Gladys got us.
Honestly, I probably won't even pay attention.
Yeah. Once again, I don't think we'll ever hear anything better than Whitney Houston's.
Marvin Gaye was pretty close.
Marvin Gaye is smooth. Marvin Gaye is really
smooth.
Really dope.
Whitney is the queen.
But guess what? So now she's got two people, so she got to be better than Marvin Gaye and Whitney.
As long as she don't sound like Carl Lewis, I'm good.
It's never going to be able to Carl Lewis.
But Gladys could sing.
Uh-oh. And the Rockets.
I'm going to come back from that.
Uh-oh. Yeah, as long as
make up for that one.
As long as she don't sound like Carl. As long as she don't sound like Carl, we good, man. Like he meant that shit.
And the Rockets.
He knew.
I'm gonna come back from that one, guys.
He knew he fucked up as soon as that note left. He knew he fucked up.
It was like one of the commercials that paused, and at this moment, Carl knew he fucked up.
The imitation is it's fucking hilarious.
So obviously, we all for Gladys Knight. She was one of our, musical forefounders, I should say. But yeah, her reasoning behind it is kind of weird.
Absolutely. So, man, hey, that was the end of this episode, man. How do y'all think y'all did? Like, how did y'all enjoy this? Well, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was cool,
okay,
man.
All right,
yeah, I was a little nervous, brother.
I know, but it's a different vibe. Like, I just did Social Jibberish, and then my show was, like, a little different.
How did we grade as guests?
No, you did great. You did great. You did actually great, man.
Yeah, it was hard for me to shut the fuck up because I got shit to say.
I know, right? I was waiting for Jovi to cut you off like 3 times.
Yo, somebody else told me that I cut people off.
I even did like this while you was talking. I was waiting for Jovi to be like,
I do that a lot. That's so horrible.
That's just how you are, though.
If y'all enjoy the voices that you heard, you can subscribe to Social Jibberish on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts.
And that's Gibberish with a J.
Yeah. Gibberish with a J, Anchor. They're all over the place. Anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find Social Jibberish, Stitcher. So, and this was episode 122. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning of the episode.
Hey, y'all on 122?
Episode 122.
That's what's up.
Live from Starbucks downtown, beautiful Trent. If you like what you heard from this show, man, leave us a review and share it.
Yes.
And hey, man, this was episode 122. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.